Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're looking at a fixed blade from Bestech. This is the Hedron. I just got this sent to me from my buddy Eric from Outer Limitless, who works with Bestech. And yeah, I've never used a fixed blade from these guys before that I can remember. So we're gonna open it up, check it out, and then put it through the paces. There's a look at it. It comes with a Kydex sheath. There's your loop on the back. Obviously it comes all wrapped up. So let's take it out of the plastic. Gotta be extra careful because last time I did this, I ended up cutting my thumb. You see that cut right there? Whew, that was from a Going Gear EDC club box. So there is the knife. Very simple, sleek design, little jimping on the spine here, and then up over your blade. It says an OSTAP Hell Design HEL D2 for your steel. Micarta handles, very slim profile as you can see. Let's put it into the sheath here. See how it locks in. Seems pretty good. Maybe a tiny bit of rattle if you really shake it, but that seems quite solid. It's gonna be a thin, put it this way, a thin belt loop, but enough to get your average leather belt through. Maybe a little bit thin if you're trying to run like a rigger's belt or something like that. Close up of the blade again there. Let's feel the sharpness. Yep, comes nice and sharp. Got the choil there so you can sharpen it all the way down to the end of the cutting edge. Like I said, thin profile. As soon as you pick it up, you're like, yeah, it doesn't feel big and chunky. That being said, I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but like the Silent Hero, I love the design overall, but the handles are generally too thin for me. This feels thin, but it's the right, I guess, size of thickness, because when I hold that, that feels comfortable in hand. Anyhow, yeah, feels good. D2 again for the steel. So, you know, I feel like every time I talk about steel, I'm gonna be like, well, there's pluses and minuses of different things. D2 is a steel that's gonna keep an edge for a long time, which when you're out in the woods, using a knife like this, nice to have something that you don't have to sharpen every 2 seconds. You know, people love their S35EN, their CPM 3V, that type of stuff. But D2 can be a very solid steel for knives. Really, I mean, the thing that just jumps out to me is the simplicity and that thin profile right there. I just double checked in the box if there was like, you know, a list of all the you know, length of the blade, length of the handle, all that type of stuff. So I'll just roll that in here at the bottom. As we've said multiple times, D2 for the steel. It looks like we got canvas. Micarta very smooth for the handle. You can see that you've got the ability, it looks like it's a star bit. If you wanted to pop the handle off, you could do that relatively simply. Drop point there, got a swedge up top, so it kind of thins out. And again, you got jimping on the handle portion and also on the spine portion over the blade for, you know, various cutting styles. So full tang knife, there's no lanyard hole. You saw the sheath. Let's go put this thing through the paces. All right, we'll start off and do some feathering here. And you can see those tiny little curls already. So that's nice. And I'm holding it with your standard hammer grip at this point, and then we'll shift over to different types of grips. And obviously you can see getting some nice curls already. I haven't really felt the spine to see if it's got a 90-degree angle. I'm 95% sure it does not, but we'll see if we can strike a fire steel. We'll give that a shot in a little bit. So obviously this style of cutting works. It is thin, like I said, so this may, if your hands are really big, that may fatigue your hand to have to really bear down on it. I'm going to shift to this type of grip now, putting my thumb on the jimping. Yeah, it certainly came nice and sharp. Does the work quite well. All right, next up, we'll try some batoning here. Obviously, this wood is already split, but you're not going to baton huge pieces of wood with this thing anyhow. But if you need to split some up, it seems to work. All right, we'll try another piece here. Pretty sure this is maple too, so obviously a hardwood. Here's something that has not been split up yet. Let's give this one a shot. Yep. work on that. This one's got a knot on the back side. Let's see how this does. Totally fine. Certainly it's going to do this one with no problem, I would guess. Yep. Try a couple other cuts here, just some slicing. Yeah, I would definitely call this blade slicey, very slicey. Work this thing a little bit more. See if we were making, you know, some sort of tent stake or something for a trap. Yep. There you go. Nice work. Weird angle, obviously, but you can see it makes a point quite quickly. Let's try. I'm going to try doing some of these cuts where I'm pushing down with my thumb like so. Flip it around. So this is if you were making some sort of notches, certainly for a tent stake, or if you were making a figure for some sort of deadfall. Yeah, it does some nice work. Not a particularly hard piece of wood here, but you can see quickly what it was able to do. Let's wrap up here talking about the Bestech Knives Hedron. So again, there's a look at the knife. Very slim profile, was easy to use, fun to use, overall a nice looking knife. The biggest challenge for this guy is going to be the price point. In this setup with the brown micarta, they've got a black one as well with the black handle. That one's 99 bucks. This one's 119. For D2 steel, pay 119. You can pick up an ESEE for around that price. And while Bestech is trying to press into the market, my recommendation for them was you got to drop your prices if you want people to purchase those knives. Because for 119 bucks, you can get a variety of different ESEE knives, and ESEE is a well-known, company out there making an excellent product that a lot of people like. So I wouldn't purchase this instead of purchasing an ESEE unless there were particular features of this one that I was like, yeah, that's the one I want to get, because it's super thin, it's got this exact handle, it fits my hand perfectly. I think it's a solid knife. It performed well, but if this was more in like the $60, $65, maybe $70 range, I think you'd have a little bit more, they'd get into the market a little bit easier. But for 119 bucks for this one and 99 for the other one, there's just a lot of other options out there that are much more well-known. Again, it did a good job. I like the knife overall, but compared to some things that are out there already, that's just a lot of money that I think a lot of people are going to say, am I going to pay that much? But I could pick up another known entity out there, especially like an ESEE. So it did the job. There's other options that are better out there. That's where I kind of wrap up with this. But let me hear your thoughts and your feedback on this knife and what you think about the price point, the function, the overall look, etc. And as always, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. So let's get that conversation started in the comment section now. All right, guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.